My bad.
Hey guys, so we're the Raider Rundown Podcast, and today we're with the debate team winners. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name's Arynn. I've been on speech and debate for about 2.5 years. I joined in my freshman year. I remember that.
My name is Neyan, and I joined 2 years ago.
Okay.
What grade are you guys in?
I'm a junior right now.
And I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
Mm.
What first got you interested in debate? Do you
Uh,
guys like to argue or like? What
growing up, my mother said I would become a wonderful lawyer.
that means she knows how to argue.
Yeah, mother knows best.
It wasn't actually until one of my friends, Pranavi, she brought me onto the team, and I think the reason I stayed is because Miss Friesman, she's a wonderful coach, and she really was supportive. Extemp is different from debate because it's more on the fly speaking, which I am not that good at, but she's really been helpful in teaching me and helping me hone my skills. So
Okay.
That's cool.
I joined debate to better my speech skills because I wasn't that good at them before.
So it's like debate and speech. Is it more like presentations you perform, or like what do you guys do when you compete?
I think speech and debate really doesn't cover all of it because we also have prose and poetry, which is very theater-esque. It's like going up there, giving a performance, putting as much emotion into it as you can.
Okay.
Then we have Congress, which you get to role play as Congress members. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
That's
I like that.
awesome.
It's hilarious. It's a game of how insulting can you get without using any profanity.
I would not be good at that.
Then there's obviously LD, Lincoln Douglas, your typical speech and debate. There's Extemp, which you have 30-ish minutes to create a 7-minute speech on like a topic that's usually relevant to our society. I say usually, but Neyan has been doing LD for 1.5 years, 2 years.
Yeah, how about?
That's really cool. I think speech and debate is a really, I think that's a really good skill to have.
Yeah,
genuinely.
especially with like public speaking. Like I feel like everyone can always improve their skills, and it's important to have that.
Also arguing. Oh my god, I always try to argue very like sophisticated, but I get mad too quickly. Like how do you stay like in an argument and not like get heated? Or does it get heated really fast?
I think Neyan can speak more about this because he's a proper LD debater. But
Neyan, go ahead.
Depends on like who you're arguing against.
Mhm.
Like also how they go into it.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see, yeah.
I know in LD, a lot of people tend to do what they call spreading, which is like essentially wrapping your information as fast as you can.
Oh.
And
Like a ramble,
fast,
like a...
Like so fast that you can't understand it,
Like
and that's why I don't do LD.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't be able to do that either. I'd be like, what did you say? Oh, okay. Has being in debate and speech, like, changed the way that, like, you view things in the world? And, like, how?
I think it's definitely made me a better speaker in my leadership positions because I do a couple of different clubs.
Yeah.
And I've been told that apparently I'm a good leader, which I don't know how much I believe it, but
Oh.
speech and debate definitely helped me because it's being able to read a room, read the judge's expression, and know, like, where are you? What time are you at? How long have you been speaking? Are you speaking with the right tone? Is your body language? All of that nonsense. It really does help a lot, I think.
Yeah. I would imagine it just helps with, like, presence overall throughout our lives.
Definitely.
What about you?
Speech and debate has helped me learn more about the news and pay more attention to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
it also has helped my speech skills and understanding the opponent.
That's really cool that, like, why you went into it and you feel like it definitely has improved. That's really cool. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. Next question. What is the most challenging topic you've ever debated? Or, like, the most interesting one you've been like, oh, like, this has, like, stayed with me throughout your, like, speech and debate career?
There are 2 topics that come to mind. First one, it was about the royal family of England and were they necessary for Britain's government?
Oh, okay.
It was a fascinating question. And the second one, I don't remember what the man's name was. Governor of California. Would he be running for 2028 election? Because that's what most of the questions are about right now. 2024 election has just finished. Who's running for 2028? What's going to happen in between then? Is Kamala Harris going to come back? Is it going to be a new candidate for Democratic Party? Is Trump going to go again because he's trying to go again?
Right.
All that nonsense. And Neyan was right when he said it really helps with figuring out and keeping up with current events. Because if it weren't for debate, I would have clocked out entirely from politics at this point.
I'm clocked out right now. I don't know about y'all. I'm clocked out currently.
1000%.
I don't know anything.
What about you?
My most challenging topic was probably last year's, because it was about how AI will affect people in art, like music and painting.
Yeah.
And it was like difficult to argue both sides because you could see where the other side was coming from, because it could help reduce costs for some, but it also takes people out of jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking on that, how do you feel like you're arguing position about topics you don't agree with? I feel like I need to reword that. How do you handle like topics that you don't agree with, like the position of the argument?
How do you put aside your own feelings on the matter
Yes.
and just
Yeah.
debate?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what we meant by that.
Right. I get it. And I don't know what you do, Neyan, but personally, I think of it in a third-person perspective. I'm not going into the competition as Arynn. I'm going into the competition as Miss Kaparapu, lawyer, speech, person, whatever, whoever I am. I don't have opinions. I'm just parroting what all these other bigger sources and scientists are saying. So it's hard. It really is. Especially when I get a topic I just cannot agree with. Like, I have very strong feelings on AI and art.
Yeah.
Could not have done, I could not have argued both sides. But it's really a learning process.
Yeah.
I mainly figure out how to argue for a side I don't agree with by looking more at like the good things about the sides than the bad things, which makes it easier to argue for it, since you'll be more
Neutral.
Yeah.
We're comfortable with the topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm stubborn. I can't imagine if I had to argue a topic I didn't agree with. Yeah. I don't know.
Failing in the debate team.
Yeah, literally, put me on.
Hey, if y'all ever want to join, we can make room. In fact, districts are coming up.
Oh,
If-
put me in.
So yeah,
All
all three of
speak.
us.
I don't know how to speak.
Hey, we run a podcast. We kind of have to, you know?
Yeah, true. We're already doing that.
Thank you.
What role does like body language play into speech and debate? Like, is it a big factor? I would assume so, right?
Yeah, LD especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to express with your hands sometimes, so the judge sees you as more confident, which helps them vote in your favor.
Yeah.
With prose and poetry, which I haven't actually done prose and poetry, but I've stood in for like a lot of my teammates doing prose and poetry, it's body language is especially important because you're trying to get your judge to feel what the poem or prose is trying to. I remember specifically, there was one poem about a girl who had lost her father at a young age and had to watch her mother kind of like sink into her bipolar disorder and lost both parents in a way. And that performance almost made me cry because just the raw fear and anger on the girl's face. Prose and poetry is really special for how body language is taken to a whole nother level with theater.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's so
Yeah,
interesting.
that's really interesting.
Okay, what's fun about being in debate? Like, what's your favorite part about being in the debate team?
Miss Friesman, I'm so sorry, but I have to say it's getting the pizza afterwards.
I didn't even know y'all
always
got
agree
pizza
with
afterwards.
Sign me up right now. What would you say?
For me, it's probably like debating in it and learning more about the topic.
Yeah.
So like you act the actual thing. Okay.
I agree with you.
Solid.
Yeah, I
solid
agree with
response.
you.
Solid response, guys.
Do y'all think y'all are gonna make a career out of it? Like, is this something that you want to grow into, like, as a job when you're older?
Or like, are you just gonna leave it in high school?
I mean, whatever career I pick, I'm probably going to have to be speaking. So speech and debate is definitely something I'm going to carry onwards, but I don't know if I'm going to go into law.
Yeah.
What about you, Neyan?
The same as you. I probably won't go into specific things relating to it, but it'll be a useful skill for
For future use. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
How do you guys prepare yourselves for like arguing
LD has a much more straightforward way of preparing than...
or for like a debate? I'm sorry.
So like we prepare our arguments before the debate, and sometimes we prepare rebuttals before, so we can easily rebut the opponent.
Can you run us through the process of it?
So it's like you Google search about the topic, and you find the links about it, and maybe like a research paper sometimes. Then you kind of copy it and sometimes change it. So you copy the source,
Right.
and then it's called a card, where you just say it in the case. You don't say all of it, but you say some of it that supports your case.
Uh-huh.
So then you'll do that to support your main point.
So it's like research based. Like you need to
Yes.
know. That's just so interesting.
Basically,
Like to just
all information.
to like
you can use
educate
against the
yourself
other
about
person.
a topic, and so you
Yeah.
have to talk for it. That's really cool.
And
Yeah.
then LD also does counterpoint arguments, kind of. So you'll go, other person will go, then you get to tear into their argument, they get to tear into your argument, back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, the judges pick, like, who was most confident, who had the best information.
Yeah.
Who had the most information too? It's like who.
So it's like categorized, like as you go, like you're judged off of like multiple things. on what
multiple
you-
aspects,
okay.
more than one.
Okay.
It's not about most information, because you can have a lot of information, but if your opponent pokes holes into your argument and you can't, like, defend
your
yourself,
position.
Yeah.
you're done.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
no, that's where I'd like start a bit. Well,
Be like, actually, you got me there. Oops.
actually,
Like, I have
You're
no
right.
way to defend my position, so
You have to
continue.
be very fast-minded too, like, right?
Definitely. And especially I see a lot of, like, preparatory and private schools, their kids who have been in debate for years, they know their arguments in and out. They know every flaw you can point out. They know
Oh, wow.
every single flaw that they could point out about another argument. So it's a lot of defense, which you wouldn't realize initially, because I remember going into my first debate and I thought, oh, that's okay, I can argue it. I can talk about this. And then they were like, yeah, well, you're wrong. And I didn't know what to say.
am I?
That's where I get stubborn. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm right.
I'd be like, what are you talking about? What's like the most like unserious, like funny topic y'all have had a debate?
They're mostly serious topics, since they're about like current events
Mm-hmm.
and problems in the world now, rather than like funny things.
What's been your favorite?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we already asked that question.
Yeah, I think
I
we
thought it was
did.
like the most challenging one.
Oh, wait, never mind. What is your favorite topic you've talked about?
I loved when I got to talk about AI and art on the side of artists, because that's something I feel strongly about. And it's great when you get a topic that you know and you love and that you can really argue for, because that's when Arynn comes back into the field. And that's when I really do just get to have fun with speech and debate.
I love that.
Yeah, like arguments where you agree with the side that you're arguing for. It's more fun that way, since you're going with what you believe.
Yeah, and easier, I would presume. Yeah.
Much easier.
Well, yeah,
So
that's
y'all
really
really
cool.
have only ever had like serious topics? It's never really been. Really? I would have like assumed that.
UIL
like,
and
every-
TFA are very serious
Yeah.
because they want us to become great politicians,
yeah.
Oh,
great lawyers.
they're more into like
You
real
never
life
know.
stuff.
She might be like the governor of Texas.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm rooting for
Maybe
you.
one day.
I'm rooting for you.
Oh, I hope I have your guys' vote.
Well,
If
duh.
I had the patience for law, I would do law. They make great money.
They do.
They do, and like, yeah, mad
Lower
respect.
taxes.
Don't worry.
Send me a.
I'll tax the
please.
rich guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I
Very
agree.
new idea.
Is there anything y'all want to tell us or anything y'all want to talk about?
Or like make people more aware about, especially with speech and
with
debate.
I guess speech and debate, we have a couple of people in prose and poetry, but I'd really like to see more people try it out, because I tried it out and I'm not the best at emotion, I'll be honest. because at some point there's a difference between like fear and anger, and how do you communicate that without just screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our prose and poetry people, they're so talented, and I'd love to see more people try it because, hey, I just think theater is really cool, and prose and poetry is so similar to theater, and just, I guess prose and poetry isn't talked about enough in speech and debate.
Yeah.
So I really
when
do.
you're going to competition, do you guys like prepare people, like specific people from the team, or is it more like the whole team goes for the competition?
It's just whoever can sign up. Our next competition is districts, and everybody's going.
Yeah.
Like, if they're not, then no, you are. We're showing up to your house at 7.
So is there anyone you want to give a shout out to besides each other that did really good?
Like on your team that you're like, hey, like you did really good.
Yeah, like you're really talented at this. Like,
I don't want to call people out because they're gonna get upsetty spaghetti at me.
I mean, good comments.
Good comments.
yeah, this is
only.
good comments there.
Yeah. You know what, Pranavi, you're doing amazing, and even though you weren't there at the last competition, I forgive you.
Be there at the next.
Be there next time.
What about you?
Leo, he when the pandemic hit, he was like the only person on the debate team, and he had to rebuild it since there wasn't a sponsor.
Shout out.
Wow.
Okay, good one.
Leo, if we had a president of debate team, it would be Leo. He's built the team ground up with Miss Friesman, and also Miss Friesman, and Mr. Friesman definitely deserves a shout out because everything they've done for the team is, because so much of it comes out of Miss Friesman's pocket.
Oh my God. Speaking on that, what do you guys do for like funds and like?
Do you have like fundraisers, or is it just the
We
teacher?
We pay for our own competition fees. Miss Friesman pays for a lot of it. We haven't really done fundraisers because our team just wasn't big enough before.
Okay.
But starting next year, we got quite a few ideas.
Yes.
Really? Oh my God, that's so
That's
awesome.
exciting.
I want to see you guys. I want to see a booth.
Hey, you'll see us during football games, I promise.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's really good marketing.
Yeah.
No, definitely. To have big signs be like, hey guys, sign up. No, that's really good.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well, I'm glad we were able to shout those people out.
And I'm glad you guys got to join us today. This is so fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys came and let us ask you a few questions. But I think we're going to wrap it up there. So thank y'all for watching the Raider Rundown.
Thank you.
Have a great
See
night.
you next time.